Okay, so today I want to talk a little bit about two plugins that I've just released called Clip Chopper and Batch Cropper. So what this lets you do is if you have long sound design sessions like this where you're doing lots of one shots all on a grid, you can easily chop up your clips by a certain division. Here all my samples are in 2 beats, so I'll set this to 2 beats. And all I have to do is select which sample to chop and then hit chop, and it'll take a second. And there you have it. It chops up the whole sample by the division that you set all perfectly. And then when you're done, if you want to save these all as individual samples, all you have to do is crop these clips, and you'll see down here it's saving all these clips to the project, and it will be done in a sec. And there you have it. All the samples are saved and they're all in this folder, crop. But let's say that I want to then trim all the silence off of all these samples. So that's what this plugin is for. I can get rid of this now. This is Batch Cropper, and all I have to do, I wish I could drag a file, but I can't do that. Unfortunately, there's no way to do that. But what I can do is show in Explorer, and it will come up here. And then just drag in my source folder. And then all I have to do is drag in the folder where I want the samples to go. So I've made a little folder here. I'll just drag that in, and then this automatically pops up and it shows you a few settings. So the start and end thresholds, the start and end detection time, and then a few other settings here, which we'll talk about in a second. So the first thing you should know is the detection times. Basically, when the sample goes above this threshold, it cuts off everything before that. And same with the end. Once the sample gets below this threshold, it will see that as an end. And the detection time basically lets you control how much leeway there is. So if you have a long detection time at the start, then any silence at the beginning won't be detected, or at least not for as long as you set it. So yeah, just some things to play around with. So then all I have to do, I can set it to normalize. So what that does is it normalizes everything, all the different audio files. And yeah, I can set if it's a wave or an AIF, and also which bit depth I want the wave to be. So let's say I want to have all these normalized. All I have to do is click start. Let's set some parameters. Let's say I want to start there. And yeah. Usually a very short detection time at the beginning and a bit longer at the end is generally good, so it gives it some time to reach 0 before the end fades off. So let's click start. And it shows you a graphic of all the clips being processed. And yeah, it shows you which index it's working on. It takes a little while, but since you can see it actually happening, I think it's pretty cool. So now we'll just wait for this to finish. And the length of the samples that you're processing will affect the time it takes. Now let's say I want to restart it, and with some different settings. I can always stop, restart, and do it all over again with different settings. Maybe I want the threshold to be higher. Then I can just hit start again after I hit restart, and it will do everything with your different settings. You can even change settings halfway through if if you want to. So you can make this super short by doing this. Some of them aren't even being recognized. So there you have it. And once it finishes, it will stop automatically. And if you go to your folder, wherever you put it, they'll all be in here. And then you can rename them to whatever you want. But there you have it. That's how these plugins work, and I hope you enjoy using them. Thank you very much.